There is no trip to the bank to set up an account, no need for documentation or proof that you're a man. Indeed, Bitcoin does not know your name or gender, so it allows women in patriarchal societies, at least those with access to the internet, to control their own money. The importance of this cannot be overstated. These women are building something that is theirs, not their father's or brother's. While not a panacea, this blast of cutting-edge 21st century technology offers real promise as a way to help unshackle an entire swath of the human population. Many Film Annex contributors in the United States, the United Kingdom, Italy, and other rich countries grumbled about the inconvenience of the digital currency. Few businesses, online or otherwise, accepted it for payment, and to many the whole thing seemed dodgy. The complaints aren't unique to Film Annex contributors. To many people, Bitcoin seems like a half-baked scam, some scheme to sucker fools out of their money. Moreover, Ahmadi contends with the same issues related to Bitcoin that her peers in other countries had grumbled about, in particular that the options for spending it are still limited, especially in an economy as underdeveloped as Afghanistan's. To deal with such problems, the Film Annex set up an e-commerce site in 2014, allowing its members to trade bitcoins for gift cards from global sites, such as Amazon, that would ship to Kabul, Herat, and other Afghan cities. In effect, Film Annex is creating its own, self-enclosed Bitcoin economy, an approach it reinforced by changing its trade name to Bitlanders. Ahmadi used her bitcoins to buy a new laptop. Only a few years ago, this would have been impossible. She credits Bitcoin with teaching us how to be independent and how to decide by our own, and best of all, how to stand on our own feet. It's allowed her to ponder a future in which she isn't merely an appendage to the men in her life, a future in which she can chart her own course. I see myself an educated and active female doctor in the future, she said. You don't typically read stories like Ahmadi's in press coverage of Bitcoin. Most of it is focused on the roller coaster ride of what's seen as a suspect monetary concept. Ask people on the street what they know about Bitcoin, and if they can answer anything at all, they'll likely cite the most prominent of these press reports. They'll say something about drug dealers who were busted using Bitcoin on the illicit Silk Road website, or they'll refer to volatile price movements and utter the word bubble. Or they might recall the sudden vanishing of a large number of Bitcoins from a thing with the Dr. Seuss-esque name of Mt. Gox, knowing little more than that it was an obscure online exchange in Tokyo. Perhaps they know of the search for Satoshi Nakamoto, the shadowy figure who created Bitcoin. All of these elements of the circus sideshow that has arisen around Bitcoin are both colorful and important to understand its story. But to dismiss it as a con because of them is to turn your back on something that may well change your life. Bitcoin is a groundbreaking digital technology with the potential to radically change the way we conduct banking and commerce, and to bring billions of people from the emerging markets into a modern, integrated, digitized, globalized economy. If it works, and that's still a big if, an awful lot of things that today seem like part of the natural state of the world are going to look as antiquated as Gutenberg's printing press. The system we use now for managing exchanges of currency and assets dates back to the time of the Medici family of the Florentine Renaissance, when banks first assumed dominance in the monetary economy of Europe. And these guys were the ultimate technological disruptors, radical thinkers who discovered a vital need in society and then filled it. In essence, they figured out how to intermediate between savers and borrowers, bringing in the excess capital of the former and parceling it out to those among the latter who needed it, all for a fee. This was a dramatic version of what a Silicon Valley investor would these days call a network efficiency.